we asked people where's the coolest place to go in the city of Halifax, and invariably, countless times, the Carleton, to have a pint, and I sit here with Mike Campbell having wine. How very civilized.
How very civilized. It's not a pint, but, it'll do.
I guess it will. Now, and are you a wine connoisseur?
Connoisseur is a bit of a strong word, but I certainly like to drink it.
What is this? I do too. Let's be clear. It looks good.
I have no idea. This is probably the Pampas, probably our house red.
Cheers to you, sir. Thanks for making the time.
No problem.
That's lovely.
11 o'clock in the morning, nothing like it.
I love that it's the internet and you can just drink at will. Mike Campbell, how about this? Like, you have a storied career, and yet you're in Halifax, running one of the most successful, cool clubs to go. What happened? How'd you get here?
Oh, man, who knows? I decided to move out here years ago when I was working in Toronto. I was doing the Mike and Mike show for Much Music.
Hi, I'm Mike. And I'm Mike also. Welcome to this week's episode of Mike and Mike's Excellent Cross-Canada Adventures.
We always had a great time. We were in Halifax, and living in Toronto, I was kind of getting to the point where I thought it might be nice to own a house or something.
Yeah.
And
your real estate dollar goes farther here.
It goes way farther.
Yeah.
And because that particular show, I just, to go to work, you get on a plane and fly someplace. So I managed to convince them that it didn't really make any difference which airport I was flying out of. And they bought it. And not only that, but they didn't really have anybody out in the East Coast. And at the time we owned, the Chum Group owned a couple of ASN and ATVs, so I could get cameras. So while I wasn't on the road doing the show, I was doing other stuff, shooting for the news for Much and stuff. And so it kind of worked out. It was useful for them, and we did a lot of work on the East Coast, so I didn't have to travel anywhere at that point. So it kind of worked out for them.
Now, you're born in Ontario, right?
No, I was born in Vancouver.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah. So totally bi-coastal.
Pretty much, yeah. My dad was a search and rescue helicopter pilot, so we were stationed all over the place. And so I moved here from Toronto and got in when real estate was still fairly cheap. And, also knew that Mike and Mike show was not going to last forever. The country's only so big. There's only so many places you can go. Well, it's really big.
Yeah.
but in terms of the cities, there's only so many of them. So I knew that was probably going to wrap, and that when it did, that they'd probably be looking for somebody to do a Much East show, because we already had a Much West show, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Where are you more comfortable, on that side of the mic or this side?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me.
No, you just like to talk. You're a people guy.
Shoot my mouth off.
You have to be, though, in this business, because people are coming in and out from all over the place. One of the things I love is that you're not just bringing in the well-known acts. You're giving the other artists an opportunity, and you're bringing in some lesser-known acts, but man, the talent, hey?
Well, it's one of the reasons why we can do it here, and one of the reasons why I figured it would work here, because the one thing that we do have here is plenty of local talent.
Right.
And, in fact, an inordinate amount of it on a percentage basis, given the population of the place. So, if we're known for anything outside of lighthouses and fishing boats, it's probably singer-songwriters. And as a result, we actually can manage to put people in here, usually, that people want to come and see. The biggest challenge is that we do get people here that no one in the city is necessarily that familiar with, who are awesome.
Right.
But they don't know it. So we're trying to bring more and more of those people in on a regular basis, so the 10 people that came out to see it one week will come back and tell 10 of their friends when somebody shows up in 6 months. So kind of the thing we did with Steve Poltz. Bring him here, put him in front of people. They like him, and they do.
Yeah.
They'll bring friends, and then...
Steve Poltz, co-writer of
You Were Meant For Me with Jewel.
Yeah, huge song.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about this for just a second, because, you had this unbelievable career and still do in the entertainment industry, so to speak. Any kind of networking that you're able to draw those bigger acts into here? Is that, you look around the walls here and the people you've met.
Well, that's been a big help. A lot of the people that have come to play, probably most famously, the first act that everybody went, what? Was Ron Sexsmith.
Right.
A couple of years ago, and, I've known Ron over the years, so we can pick up the phone and talk to each other, as opposed to trying to figure out how to find him and get a hold of him, and, people know me, and...
Who do you want to get that you haven't got?
Oh, that list is an awfully long one.
Is that true? Give me two or one.
Nick Lowe, Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
As for instance.
But if they really, I can't can't believe they wouldn't want to play here. It's got such a great vibe, and so many people.
Well, it's
say,
funny. That's what Ron Sexsmith said. They'd love to play here. Elvis
Yeah.
would love to play here, but I can't pick up the phone and phone Elvis Costello,
No?
unfortunately.
I'll get you that number.
Yeah, okay, you find out. You just let me know.
No, but
There's a ton of stuff that we'd like to get here.
Yeah, well, the one thing I hear, invariably from artists is that this is a great room to work because you can sing. There aren't knuckleheads with, they're paying attention.
Yeah, well, over the course of my Much Music career, I went out and did tons of interviews and shot tons of shows. And of course, you do an interview and then you shoot some of the performance. And I really hated being in rooms where people were talking through everything.
Yeah.
Not only did it compromise the experience, but it was distracting and disturbing. And you were in a room where the PA had to be really loud to get over the noise of the crowd.
Right, which
and that's
kills
even
the vibe.
that's even just the singer-songwriter thing.
Yeah.
So when I opened this place, the acoustics are really good in here, and our sound system is great, and it works both ways.
Did you do that on purpose, or was this place like this?
Oh no, no. This place, there was nothing in it when we moved in
Really?
here. It was just some messed up floors and
Two
empty
guys in a
space.
dream.
Yeah.
We should mention the other mic too,
Yeah.
because it's.
He's over there someplace.
He
He's
dodged me. I said, "Are you going to be here?" He's like, "No, I'm not going to go on there." But at any rate, yeah, it's a real
no,
team.
we did absolutely everything in here from scratch, and the sound system that we picked is exactly the one we wanted for the room. But you can also hear people talk, so it made perfect sense to me to be able, from the get-go, when we did our very first performances, we let it be known that if you bought a ticket, ostensibly you're here to see the show, and everyone else is there to see the show too. They're not there to listen to other people talk.
Right.
So we instituted the rule, and
Good thing.
Well, yeah, I've thrown people out of here, but it hasn't happened very often.
No.
And the people that do come to shows here regularly, one of the reasons that they love it is because we will take care of it. It's not up to them to go over and tell somebody to be quiet.
Yeah.
That's our job. And the artists love it because why wouldn't you? It's
Yeah.
an attentive room.
Great music for sure, but great food, which and great wine. But but that's the other side of this place too, which is kind of great. If you want a dinner and a show, great place to come. But not a lot of people know about how cool your food is. And who's the taste tester?
Oh man, my chef in the kitchen, Rick Schmalz, has been with us since we opened. In fact, I had to talk him into getting back into the restaurant business because he was sick of it and didn't want to do it anymore. But I told him, we've got a great space. You can hire the staff. You can design the kitchen. You can buy the gear you want.
That's a dream.
And he did, yeah. So if there's one thing that exceeded my expectations in the place, it's the food. I mean, we're always going to have good food, of course.
I
but
gotta believe, have eaten probably in everywhere there is in Canada, so you know what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah, well, we think that Mike and I both, it's not like we were ever rich or anything. So, if you could provide a situation where the atmosphere is great, and we're in a building that was built in 1759. Not very many places in the country do you even have that option.
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that that everything about the place is good and is affordable. So there's no point having a stellar place if nobody can afford to come here.
Right.
So, we've worked hard to keep the prices in a reasonable range, yet without compromising the quality of the stuff that we put on a plate. And we have friends of mine come to visit us from Toronto, and Mike and I come in the place, and they're like, didn't expect this. And I was going, well, what did you expect? You expect some dive? And I go,
maybe it's
not
the
so
shirt.
much
The shirts
dive,
you used to wear,
but
probably, maybe. Right? We're not wearing those kind of shirts anymore.
Well, nobody's wearing those kind of shirts anymore.
I don't know. Did you see Mike's today?
I think Mike's
we'll have
wearing
to get him
I
in.
think
It's
Mike's
in Paisley.
I think,
is it?
No.
I don't know. I got a quick look at him.
No. I think
he'll come back.
I'm
We'll show
almost
him.
positive Steve Poltz gave him that shirt.
Is that true? Well, it's very lovely. Don't say I said anything.
Oh.
Oh no, it's plaid. Come on over, Mike. We were just talking about your shirt. Come on.
It's my iPad.
It's lovely.
Oh yeah, it's Mike's iPad. Yeah.
This is from Steve Poltz.
That's what he said. Steve
He
Poltz,
got an iPad
singer-songwriter.
and I got a shirt rip-off. All I got was this lousy shirt.
But you could put that on eBay now and probably make a lot of money.
No, it's my shirt. I'm keeping it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the other Mike. How are you?
Yeah, the other Mike. Yeah.
The other Mike.
I'm fine.
And now we're talking to this Mike about this business, and you're busy. You're running around. You haven't stopped since we got here.
That's
do
right.
You do most of the work and beyond.
I do all the work. Only
You do?
me. Yes.
He's
yes.
just the front smiling man.
Right, yes.
That's what happens.
That's
Very
what
good.
happens. Yes.
Well, we enjoy that very much. If you,
Well, thank you
we'll
very
start
much,
the
yes.
bidding now. The Carleton.ca. What do you want to start the bidding at?
$1 million.
Very
$1
good.
million. Yes.
I love it. That's awesome.
Can I go back and do
Yes,
the work that
please
needs to be
do.
done around here?
Fair enough. Well, he's lax off. Well, anyway, it's
I'm drinking in the afternoon. This is awesome.
he gets to remain here wine.
now the Carleton.
That's a house band. They hate the name, but I love it.
I like it.
Yeah, I do
can
too.
see it on a
Well,
T-shirt.
it's cheesy. Oh no, we're definitely gonna have T-shirts
Yeah.
at some point. Yeah, but those guys playing that, and we try. Anybody that we think is great, that everybody should be aware of, we try and get them as much stage time as possible. And we do a Music Nova Scotia open mic thing in here on Thursday nights, which is another place for people to come and discover new singers, songwriters, and the best ones from that series we'll take and we'll throw them up on stage opening for major acts that sell out, so that they can be exposed to an audience and the audience can hear their stuff.
Well, you got it all going on.
Well, we got to try. Somebody has to do it.
Come on. Single-handed. Well, he's got a partner. Poor Mike. He's like, what?
We got lots of help.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, a good team here and a great place to come. The Carleton. We're at Argyle and
Prince
in downtown Halifax. And cheers to you. Great success.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Or as we usually do.